What's up, everybody? Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 1-2 Talk Soups. I'm your host, Juju. Back with a little recap. I was present at the Oregon USC game, only game on in the top 25 for USC being ranked 25, 21 last night. We had a crowd of over 4,000 faithfuls. We had Sabrina Ionescu in the house. Shout out to Sabrina Ionescu. Shout out to Jackie Davidson for um, showcasing her Clackamas, Oregon PE Sisterhood shoes. They were fly. Uh, Representation of her sisterhood from back, uh, from just paying homage to her high school teammates and teammates who she played with. I've heard since, or known since kindergarten, in a small town of Clackamas, Oregon. The fans were we were really into this game. We were really pleased with the bounce back in the beginning from the hard fought loss, about 34 or so points to UCLA. This was, I can't remember, wasn't it? I don't remember what the score was with UCLA. But nevertheless, we were playing without Kennedy Smith. She has a slight injury that she should be um, returning for next game, which will be facing Minnesota in Minnesota, which is going to be another tough matchup. The Big Ten is very, 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 every game that we play without our star player and our new faces is going to be a gauntlet for us. It's going to be tough. However, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where uh, you learn um, and get ready for February as well as March. I still believe in this team. I still believe they have what it takes. When I was there, it's clear to me that the teams feel one, if you have the personnel, try to press us, which they didn't feel they did. They didn't feel like they had the personnel, and if they did use a press, it was easily broken. Two, they feel like that we can't shoot from the perimeters, right? And so they go into a zone, and the zone somewhat gives us problems, but it's just a matter of taking the shots, which we did, take good shots. Some shots at times were not the best shots. However, uh, the ball has to go through the basket, obviously, right? Um, I noticed something that I've always noticed with the Trojans, even with Juju present. Fourth quarter is tough. We run out of gas at times. Two, we don't stay poised and composed enough in the fourth quarter to go four corners on a press. Excuse me, on a zone. When a team plays uh, zone, you have the lead. The best thing, and you want to eat time off the clock, which is what they were purposely doing, trying to use time off the clock, then use and then attack, right? And I was one that was like, Jazzy's not an attacking guard. She needs to attack more. But I did see her attacking. I was like, Kara, you need to shoot and make it more often. You did. You scored 21 points. London and uh, Malia, don't go so deep into the paint with the ball when you're driving and have nowhere to go. Uh, you did at times, but at times you scored. So they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to run. One criticism for me, I think, is that Gottlieb could be over coaching, meaning they're always looking to the sidelines and they're thinking too hard. They're thinking too much about what they should be doing instead of like naturally understanding. Here's your first option. Here's your second option. Here's your third option. Here's your fourth. However, uh, your third and fourth options, which obviously we have a young inexperienced interior to none. One based on height. We're not used to not having an interior big or center. But however, our centers have never been a scorer. Rhea didn't become that until latter part of the season where she was just like bumping. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this shot. I'm gonna step in, free throw, and I'm gonna score. I'm gonna hook or crook. The ball's going up. Um, I would have to say that another slight criticism. I'm not sure why Gottlieb doesn't like to do this. Is the zone. I would like to see a zone from us, especially forcing teams that aren't great with outside shooting uh, to go to that zone. So, good morning, Catula. I'm glad I went live too. I want to get this out of the way, get this off my chest. I know, you know, we're not taking a beating because no one really cares. I don't see a lot of YouTube chatter. I see a lot of chatter on YouTube about Unrivaled. What else? You got exams tomorrow? Oh yeah. Okay. So good. I'll let you. I'll let you. Good luck on your finals. I know you prepared. I know you. Uh, just need to go over what you studied this semester and make sure you understand what needs to come out of your head onto paper and just knock it out. So, Tula, I know you're watching from home. I believe you're watching the home from game. If not, I can tell you more about it. By the way, I wasn't a fan of the game. Didn't know it. I got on the big screen. I was on the big screen a couple of times, and I won a bag of goodies. I was going to show you guys, but so the game was frustrating. We choked in the fourth. The fourth quarter. Yeah, that's why Ken Dock is so important. The fourth quarter is hard when you have a lead and pressure starts coming at you, or our team starts attacking, and they're desperate and they need to score, and then um, I'm not even going to talk about the officiating because it's always the same. It's a lot of ticky tack stuff being called, a lot of things not called. They let them foul. They don't. When I ask my team to attack the basket, when I ask Jazzy to drive and attack the basket, and you're getting hacked, not calling it, but it's all good. And Ken Dog was important. And Ken Dog is not out for long, okay? So she started Gerda, yes, but she didn't play her long. And we did bring in other players. So, Laura had a good game, I think. Yeah, but then what happens when Laura needs to take a rest? Then you're going to bring somebody in that it's going to go down, I think. Okay, you want to take less shots? She took more shots last night because I wanted her to take more because she's been taking less. So she's got to find a balance, Jack Tula. Okay? And like you said, you're making all of these critiques when we have one of our best players not on the floor who is arguably our leader. And Jazzy just took more shots than she's taken since the first game. That was the most she's taken for the first game because she hadn't been taking that much. Why won't she get? Because we won't. Because we drop out of the standings. And you think she won't get it? You don't think we'll be back in the standings? Listen, Oklahoma has to go through a gauntlet as well. Okay, Oklahoma still SEC is not even cooking yet for everybody except for LSU. Chavez gonna have to face the same heat as nah, girl, nah. I disagree. Jazzy is fine. Jazzy's still averaging. She hit 14. She had 13 boards. Man, you need to wake up to her. You need to go back and look at her stats last night. You're acting like this is the freaking end of the world. You're acting like this is the end of the world. We lost to the arguably the number one team in the Big Ten. That's to be expected. And then we played Oregon, who has played some outstanding basketball as of late. They damn near beat Michigan. So, nah. She did. She did bring Viv in. She bring Laura, Viv, Gerda. I think the only person that didn't play was Kai. She might be. How many games has Chavez had right now? And who has Oklahoma played? Oklahoma ain't played Texas, LSU, South Carolina, Kentucky. Let her go through her little gauntlet and see how she turns out, okay? Before you say Chavez. Chavez is not playing better than Jazzy. Jazzy is still that girl. She's still that girl. And she was still that 13 rebounds. Wake up. Come on, chat. The child without Kennedy, 13 boards, 14 points, a double double. She had probably 2 blocks, probably some assists. Y'all gotta wake up. What kind of stat line else do you want? Go back and look at the stat line. I don't have my phone in front of me. She is fine. And Chavez, wait, and let's see Chavez against top teams like Desi's had to face. She's not, and if she is, it's just like the freshman race between Juju and Hannah. It's just neck and neck, neck and neck. It ain't Chavez here, Jazzy here. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. Go tell me Chavez's put up Chavez's averages today and and Jazzy's stat line. Jazzy's still across the board probably the top in our on our team. Oregon is a solid team. They played well versus Michigan too. That's exactly what I just said. So it's not like they're chopped liver out there. And the fact that they came back in the fourth without Ken Dog, our leader, imagine if Kennedy was in the game. Come on, think, guys. When Jazzy's shot starts dropping, she'll be unstoppable, and she'll have that opportunity when the gravity pool is more towards Jew and more towards Sanaya next year and Taya. It's not going to be, you're not going to be able to double her. But I seen Jazzy making some adjustments. I saw Jazzy dipping the shoulder, banging, you know, jab stepping, taking people in. Like I see her working on all aspects. That's the thing about that. She has so many ways that she has to improve and has to get tougher. Things that I've asked me personally, I asked her to get tougher and more aggressive. She was doing last night. She's better than Chavez. Yeah, Jazzy's a better all around player, and we're asking her and Kennedy to play this all around game. She can't even just settle in and find uh, what she does best. But driving to the hole, seeing 2 defenders in front of her, understanding I can see clearly that Juju's been in her ear. Um, Clearly, because when 2 defenders come at Jude picks one, attacks one, because you can't, if you come at one and take them down, the other one is going to get in the way and it's going to get clumsy for the defenders trying to stop her. So she's taken a little bit out of her playbook and it's working. It's really working. Trust me, I'm there. I can see it. Uh, Clearly, uh, with Kennedy there, just would have opened up the ball. It would have just opened it up for others. Her points would have been needed. Her rebounding, uh, ball handling. You know, it was a great game. You could definitely see the the thought process behind the offense and what we were trying to run and how we were in control for so long. We got buckets when we needed it. We just ran out of gas. Chavez has the benefit of playing on an experienced team. Thank you. She has exactly. And when I look at my team, they're so young. They're so inexperienced. Their first time playing with each other. Um, Sometimes it's hard. I think for us, and I think defensively when we try to go man to man, even what was crazy, even when we stayed in man and Oregon had mismatches, uh, they were scared to throw the ball in with Malia down low, uh, guarding a post on Oregon. They wouldn't really throw it inside, and then they didn't do it much to I think London got caught down low. They didn't really pass it down low inside, but they got that open three, and it was shots that they were making that they normally don't make. Hey, you got Sabrina Ionescu there coming to your practice, coming to your warm up. Just you're playing in front of, uh, one of Oregon's all time leading scorers and best player of all time. You're gonna play to a higher level. With Jules Sanaya coming in, we won't need Jazzy to score as much. We'll need her playmaking, so I'd like to see her get her assist up near 5 a game by the end of the season. And her rebounding is cool, and rim protection is great already. Yes, I agree. Okay, I hear you. I respect that. Her shots will be falling because she'll have single coverage looks, and she just got to work on her conditioning through and through. I know playing USA basketball, getting sick early in the season, and then just pushing. I mean, I know that I think that cramp scared her, but she's gonna have to push. She's gonna face it again, and she's gonna have to face. She's gonna have to push through that. It's scary. It's scary, but it has to be done. In order to get to the other side of greatness, you got to push past your fears of things like that, and you'll find out that the fear was an illusion, and you need to get past that. She'll get past that, I believe, but she's got to take herself to the brink of exhaustion again, and to that threshold, and learn about her body more. And then when this year, I know if she's serious ball player, I know that she'll understand uh, during conditioning that she's gonna have to push herself, push herself during conditioning to prepare for the teams that we're gonna play on the level. We got to face South Carolina again. They're gonna be good. We got to face. I believe we'll probably face Notre Dame again. I think I hear that we're supposed to be in the Players Era tournament, which is a back-to-back tournament that Texas was very successful in winning down in Vegas, down in Vegas, and uh, hopefully we can play UConn again. Hopefully Texas will be there at the Players Era tournament, and that'll be a good early season test for the Trojans. And I think it'll be a good test for us because although we have Juice, Sanaya, Ted, Kennedy, Jazzy next year, all of which will be here next year. Nobody's leaving, so get that out of your mind. They still have to be able to work together, gel together, and have the chemistry that's going to be needed. And then we got to work through Drew's mental to. I know she'll physically be ready. She's not going to step on the court if she's not mental to get through the early part of the season. Who knows? Don't expect Drew to come out, and she won't really need to. You know, uh, bulldozing people over and things like that. We got to figure out what type of cerebral player she's going to be. Her IQ should be higher from watching from the sideline, and she won't have to do as much as she did before. She gets to play her game and play into back to the level that she was. She's already ahead of people so much that I think I'll take half of a Jew, and Jew will still be better than the players that you'll see in college. That's how good she is for real. So we lost that game. Unfortunately, we lost a 17-point lead. It gradually was chopped down. Um, Coaches need to go inside and figure out how to bring the best out of the players that we have. And if we don't have a Kennedy through injury or fouling out in the future, or we don't have a Jazzy, and we played well, even with Jazzy going out times that she has throughout the season, having to sit for a little while. We used to do that with Kiki, who used to get into foul trouble early in the season all the freaking time, and we had to like maintain until she would come back in the fourth quarter and say bump that and go off. So you know, it is what it is. It's nothing to panic at. Oregon is not a. I mean, they're not. I watched them in person against Stanford, but in the Bay Area in December. And then they turned and they looked totally different the next game when they had to play like Michigan. And I was like, you just never know what Oregon is got or what they're doing over there. Because I thought Fiso, who was a former teammate in high school of Malia Samuels, she was riding Talia, trying to outplay Malia so much. And Malia held her own. So I was proud of Malia on that. She didn't let her bulldoze her over, bully ball her on defense or anything like that. She was floor leading very well. But again, I'm gonna chop that up to how important and valuable Kennedy is to this team and how we needed her in that moment. But I think the next couple of games are going to be really, really tough. I think we have this. This is where we may. I remember Juju's freshman year. You know, she went through a rough patch. I mean, Forbes, her, Padilla, Rhea, all of them. Then we went through a hell of a rough patch in the Washington. I think we lost like three in a row, and that's as a freshman. That's when Ju went in, stayed in the gym past midnight, came back on a road trip. They had 51 against Stanford, and then they didn't let down the next uh, day against Cal Berkeley. We maintained and won that game. Because sometimes you can be so high off of a game, have a big performance, and you turn around the next performance and you know you look like a totally different team. You're out of gas, but they didn't. They got stronger. They learned more about each other, um, and this is what has to happen here. So maybe just like just like some other teams I've been watching lately, like Duke would fall down last year, fall out, and look at them. They ended up look where they ended up in an Elite Eight. So you know, June London and Kara need to show more leadership with Ken out. I totally agree. London and Kara did. They do verbally. Talk more, talk more, talk more. LG Lindy Gottlieb has two priorities when the season ends. Make sure Kim returns, which I'm sure she will, and transfer in a 6'6", 2'8" center. Yes, those are musts. Everything is a bonus. Absolutely. Nothing else to say. You nailed it. That's it. Period. Everybody, you know it. That would be such an added bonus. A two-way player, 6'6". Added bonus. Like it's just a must. Like get a body, get somebody, get something, and I won't worry. I won't worry. I think, and then whoever stays off that's on the bench, you need to get better. You need to work on your game. Period. You need to work on your strength because as next year, uh, players are going out. The players that are coming in that are top players, there will be freshmen on a lot of teams. You'll have another hope. A lot of these players will have a year of experience or two under Gottlieb, some three. Um, and I think I know the players that like Sanaya coming in is already a college pro right now. To me, type player. Taya will she's watching, she's practicing, she's already gonna be a step ahead. Then Mendez has her flaws, but she should have played more yesterday, in my opinion, to give some offense. Yeah. Oregon, what a win! That was last night for the Ducks, which it was a good program win for them. I don't think I've seen Oregon win against us in a long time, so that was a good program win for them. With one of the best 3-point shooters in the country, Sabrina being attendance. I said that, yeah. Sabrina was nice to see her. Her and Jazzy have a relationship. Jazzy wears Sabrina's shoes. Jazzy had the Clackamas PEs on. Uh, go see the interview. I think Jazzy was recently interviewed on Disney Channel by Hannah Storm. She's got commercials Players got brand. I think Kennedy got a shoe deal. Congratulations to you, Kennedy. There's no one going anywhere. We're fine. It's not time to hit the panic button. Talk about it, Chicago. It's like people tripping. Kennedy wasn't even on the floor with the Trojans. Just a hiccup in terms of looking over a great team, who, by the way, should have beat Michigan. And I had just seen Oregon play Stanford, and I can't even believe. Now Stanford's not bad, but when I saw them play in December 21st, the team that was playing Stanford that turned around and gave Michigan a scare. Like you could tell when they really, really, really want something, Oregon gets bully ball. They get physical on you, and it was just a matter. It was just a matter of that, like, and yeah, Kennedy on the floor. It'd been a different story. Just that one little piece to help us take care of the ball, and to get some more boards, to get some more points. That was just a hiccup in the road. That's what I was trying to say, Chicago. Like they stop pushing the panic button. Like we get our butts kicked by like top four teams, okay? But other than that, it's not anything to freak out about because I've seen Maryland like almost lose to teams they shouldn't, which is a top team. Iowa's trying to still figure out they're above us. Minnesota will play a great game, and then they won't. And then I think they're above us. Michigan, same thing. So it's the parity is just so equal. It's so close that I'm not going to say it's not going to be hard because we got to go Minnesota, play Maryland, and then play Maryland. We'll play Maryland at home. So I'll get to see Okana Malucci in person. Brenda Freeze, haven't seen her. Never seen any of her teams in person. It's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna build character in them, and it is gonna be what it is, guys. So hopefully, yeah, they should be ranked. But like I said, they kind of be up and down, Oregon. So we'll see. This is a good program for them. Maybe that will get them on the board, lower us. Uh, Maybe to 25. I don't know. You don't really need to knock us out, but if you do knock us out and then we knock off Maryland, then you got to jump us right back in again. Minnesota are good too. Yes, I said that. One of the best unranked teams push Maryland to exactly. And it's funny, like you said that, Tula, but like I said, hear me out. We're gonna play Minnesota and we're gonna play Maryland. These are opportunities, 2 wins are opportunities to get us back in the middle of the pack. It's up to them. Do they want it or not? One is on the road, one is at home. So it's a very important stretch because after that comes an even deeper stretch for us. Minnesota are good too. One of the best unranked teams push Maryland to double overtime. Absolutely. It's not going to be easy. If they run out of gas, they better find their gas. Big Ten and SEC are both producing great results in parity. That's what I said. Parity is crazy. It's real. Can't just talk about some of that on their radio show. I've been saying that. I'm going to say it out loud so you guys can hear it on my channel. Watch my channel. Parity. I had a show about parity. And the parity is there. It's not like, well, you should do this and you should do that. It's just you got to get out there and prove it. We can't afford to lose again either. We're at a point where we've got to win. I don't even care if it's by a point. We just have to win. Yeah, no more. I don't care if it's by a point. LSU is by a point. That's the thing. The committee has been pretty biased all year. Yeah, it's like they have so much pressure. I mean, LSU, when I look at them, they're such a young team. Such a young team. Like us. It's like you guys are young and you're putting all this pressure because it's Tim Mulkey and because it's Flade and Lay and Michaela. What's up? What's up? But after that, just like us, who's your experience? Where's your experience coming from? It's like everybody putting all this pressure on programs, acting like they can't lose to win when the parity, which means I gave the definition of it. It just means that in sports, it's like the competitive quality of teams is a lot closer nowadays at this point than it's ever been. It just is. It just is, guys. It's like there's really like no team in my eyes. It's more about having a balanced team. No one really has only one team that I've now been convinced because she's now convinced me. And I wasn't gonna give Blake's the Juju treatment, but she is that girl. And she's gonna do whatever she needs to do, hook or crook, to take her team beyond what anybody thought they could do. Look out for Michaela Blake. She's going to do whatever. Shay Ralph has given her the green light. Her team knows it. She just needs some help from them. And she's going to propel herself to the top 8 spots, which for me puts her in a conversation of National Player of the Year. I didn't say she was the Player of the Year, but I'm saying that she's in a conversation. If she continues to stay in the top 8 or higher, like she's trying, if she were to break through to the 6th spot or 5th, she definitely is in the conversation. Because from what I can see, I don't see what they got over there that is taking them that, except for Michaela Blake's. USC and LSU will be fighting for the center and the portal. Both need one for next year. Yeah, they need one. Shoot. What are you talking about, Tulip? Michigan needs a center. Those girls will be going into their junior year. Holloway, Olsen, and Silas Sword. They need a center. So many teams need a freaking center. I think they should play Brooklyn Chamberlain more. They need more shooters on the sport, especially last night when you have a lead and start going through scary drought. I agree. They gotta show whatever. Brooklyn need to show whatever. Brian need to show whatever they need to show to their coach in practice. Hook 'em, hook 'em. Best conference in the country. Okay. It's a lot going on in those conferences. Tulip says Ryan over Brooke. Because Ryan would get out there and I'd be telling him, like, shoot the goddamn ball. Shoot. I think even Malia needs to shoot. I think she needs to pull that trigger when she's open. And she has, and she will. But when she does it, it opens it up for Jazzy and even Laura took a shot. Like, she wasn't afraid to take a shot. I was proud of Laura down inside. That was really good last night. Hookup said, I'll tell you that the Longhorns are about to go through a really tough gauntlet, and I have concerns that the Longhorns are looking ahead at the match with the Tigers. They don't even need to look ahead at the match against the Tigers. They need to focus on what's in front of them. I thought Auburn was going to be tough, and I can't remember who Auburn had played, and it was like, oof, they were not what I thought. Hookup, I think you're okay with that one. I think the Trojans need to get players like the Longer have. I think you guys would be able to get more rebounds. Oh, we already know. We already know. Even with the team that I have coming in next year, and I know Taya will be good in the center. I would love to have a 6'6". You know, like because we had Clarice was 6'6". I think Ray is 6'4". I think Ray is 6'4", 6'5", or something like that. We just need that big. I'm not worried about getting a PG as much because we play positionless basketball, and any of those young ladies can start the offense and bring the ball up. That's not a problem. It's just if we want to go up against Texas next year, South Carolina, having a nice big in there along with Tay, Ju, Ken, and Jazzy, you know, I'll keep Laura. You know, I don't mind Laura and Viv getting better. Gerda, I don't mind that. Like maybe I think playing against the best player in the country, the best players in the country, day in and day out, has got to do something to make you better. It's got to. You will learn. Their practices need to be tough, and they need to be hard, and they will be talking more than they talk now because they know that the pressure is going to be on from other. And who cares what you guys think? The pressure on themselves will be there. It's not about not you guys per se, but people and what they say. That's what LSU has to realize. Is like quit worrying about what others are saying about you and making this big. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon on YouTube and come down hard on the Tigers, and it's like the Tigers just need to be humble. You just hopefully shit fall out the rankings, some fall out of sight, so that you can get your stuff together. Like you put an undue pressure on you. You need to figure out. Like people talk about me, oh, you need to play so and so. You need to play so. I do believe you should play Bella Hines a little bit more. I do, if at all, if you're playing her at all. You need to give her a shot. Because I feel like, and I see her get on the court, she's so hungry. She's so like, let me at them. You don't think they'll be looking for a center Chicago bio? Especially since they have Lola Lampley on the LS. Oh yeah, you guys got Lola Lampley. But yeah, we do. We need a mobile center. But I wish that you guys would see Taya as that. I don't know why you're not understanding that Taya is our center. I don't know why you don't see that. I guess you have to see her on the court to understand, like, oh, but you definitely need her to have a backup. I get that because of the way we're going to be running. She definitely need a backup. But Taya is long. We like length more than we like girth. Lola's a 4. Yeah, but you know how Coach Monkey is. Like she's like you're not gonna have Texas is not gonna have Old Acre next year. They're gonna have Brea. Hold on. They're gonna have Brea. So and then Texas Tech will have the 7-footer. South Carolina will have Turnabine, which I'm not even worried about these stiff centers that they're bringing in. These stiff young kids that can't take physical contact. I don't even care about that height like that. I think Adi's whiteness and footwork and soft touch and hands around the rim is what I would worry about a little bit. But Adi's got to learn when she's getting doubled to kick the ball out. So bodies like that worry me more so than height because we got length. Where we have more inches with the lineup that I've told you for the Trojans, just the 5 that I told you about that will be on the floor, we have more inches even with a 6'7" person than whatever you're going to put on the floor for South Carolina, for instance, or even Texas. We have more weight length. When you spread those arms out wide, they can almost touch each other from one side to the other. You think they have Ocott back? They need it. They should. That would be great if they keep Medina, Ocott with Kits. I don't think Watkins would return. Alicia, I think even with that we're longer. And Joyce, yes, as well as Joyce. I think we're still longer. Do the math. Go do the math. Because when you throw Natty as the point guard, it lowers their height. Lola Lampley has a sitter that goes to the Mississippi State, has sister right now. I think the Tigers may try to get her in the offseason. Ooh. You talking about that girl? Chicago, buy it. You talking about that one that almost dunked? Is that her sister? Is that her sister, the one that almost dunked from Mississippi State? Okay. We're going to run circles around all these bigs. Bring those bigs out of the paint, and Taya can do that and drive by them. They better be ready to move their feet. I can't wait till next year so I can show you, so you can see. It's one thing to talk about on paper. It's another thing to see it. Oh, it is, big girl? Is it? I think that if that's her sister, somebody need to grab that. And it's so cold because I feel bad for Mississippi State because people be grabbing all their players. That's so cold. That is so cold to keep doing that. Mississippi State be like they took the little Shields. They took Ocott. Now you want to take the other girl. You guys got a lot of great talent coming in for the Trojan Faithful. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I'm still going to ride. I'm still riding with what I got right now. Like I said, there's a lot of parity in the SEC. There's a lot of parity in the Big Ten. And in a couple of weeks we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about, oh, what happened? What happened here? What happened in Texas? What happened what happened to the Gamecocks? What happened here? What happened here? Because looking at the Gamecock schedule, there's no reason they shouldn't be winning all the way through January, and then they just got to roll right into February, and then boom, you're at the tournament, the the SEC tournament, and then it's gonna be a it's gonna be a test. It's gonna be a test. And if Carolina actually, with the team that they have, actually comes out unscathed, undefeated, all the way through the tournament, scary times. You want to put Kofa on the bench? Oh shoot! Listen, she's just one of those ones that's gonna. Her learning curve is just gonna be different. Kova's learning curve could be like what she's getting ready to face. If she doesn't learn from what she's getting ready to face against Texas and South Carolina and Oklahoma, to make her, it's got to make her better. See, Lola Lampley is a stretch 4 or 5. See, she's a stretch 4 or 5. Do you think they should move the tournament from South Carolina to rotate to all the teams' conferences? Why not? Why aren't they doing that? Do you know why they don't do that? Why don't they do that? I think they talked about that. I think they talked about that because they felt like it favors for travel, I guess, Carolina. Because the tournament back to back to back, that's tough. That's tough for him. That's tough for these teams. I know. I remember we had to go. UCLA had an easier route than we did. We ran out of gas, but we were right there, and we knew we could beat UCLA on any given day in terms of like back to back. Like we had to play Indiana, then we had to play Michigan, and then we just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. It's a contract that allows it that has it that way. Man, that's cold. You like it in Greenwood? Of course, you like it in Greenwood. It favors you. It favors you, Farrell. It favors you. Yeah, it favors you. You're gonna drop some games. Like I said, when we were ranked 21, Drew's freshman year, we dropped some games. We got like 6 games lost, right? And we're not there yet, and we still got to the Elite Eight. So that's why I say like some teams they take longer than others. Down the stretch, there could be unfortunately, injuries to other teams or teams just fall apart. You know, I think we look better. I mean, obviously, like it would have been great to get the win, like by 16 and 17, the lead that we had. Without Kennedy, that would have been great. That would have been great to walk into Minnesota and Maryland with the confidence that we did it without Kennedy. Now it's like I seen Otto in the hallways and I asked her how Kennedy was doing. Is she gonna be like? She said she'll be fine. She won't. I said how fine? She's like it's not serious. She'll be back next game. So I said okay, cool. They have like 10-year contract. I don't like it because they're playing in one place. That's almost like home. I know, King Lion. I know, and they talked about that. I don't know how that happened. That's why Juju's different. She can carry a team solo as a freshie. She's extremely different. I don't think people realize. I think people did realize, but I don't think they really understood. I don't even think her family. I don't even think anybody realized that kid was going to do that like that. She put it in her mind that she had to make this work. We thought the trajectory when I met her or saw her, I thought like over time that we're building, and because she did what she did in those 2 years, it's kind of like now we have this higher expectation. Whereas I always thought it was like a building thing for her to get people to come in to play with her, which is what it did. South Carolina fans don't think they're gonna drop any game. I know they don't. They don't. They don't understand. It's like, do you see them? Do you see South Carolina going undefeated? I don't know. That's tough. I think that's tough to expect of them. Rival Tatum in South Carolina has the biggest fan draw in this game. If you move it out of Greenville, where would you move it to? Who cares about the fans? Let's just play basketball. Where do you think Sarah Oki goes? Sarah Okiki goes. Who's Sarah Okiki? You talking about the Nigerian? I think Farrah, you talking about the Nigerian? Did she didn't pick a place yet? Hey Bear Beauty. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Bear Beauty. Yeah. Who is? Tell me, Farrah, who Sarah Okiki is? Is that the one that this Nigerian? Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, I was just going over, just talking about what it felt like in there last night. We had about over 4,000. Oh, the one from Spain. Yeah, Spain. Yeah, yeah. She hasn't picked a spot. Afternoon, actually. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Farrell. Good, thank you. I wasn't worried. Like last night, unfortunately, I would have loved to win that game. I didn't care what it would have been by. You know, it would have built the confidence of the players. But I think we've always like done that in the fourth. Like we've always like lost the lead. It's hard when you got. I think when people go into a zone against us, which they think is hurting us, we need to go into four corners. Lampley is a freshman that really reminds me of Lay. She does? Lola Lampley, King Lion? Because they were saying that she's a stretch 4 or 5. Yeah, Monkey needs to be looking over C's for bigs. What kind of big would you want her to have? Like a stationary big or a mobile big? That's her sister? Whose sister? Because we're talking about somebody was telling me they like that's somebody's sister that plays for Mississippi State. King Lion, she's a big mobile big. Okay, mobile big. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I can see that. They need a mobile big, and they need a mobile big. LSU does, especially LSU. Like you like watching watching Texas this year for me in person and South Carolina to Tulips Point and others were trying to convince me how much I needed a center. Watching that, uh, everything else, I'm not worried about perimeter guards when it comes to us, the Trojan. But looking at the post player, when we played them at SC in LA, it was like, hey, Miss D, what's going on? Um, Dang, they were like banging down there. And like, oh my God. They were like, it was two different games going on. One inside, one outside. And Tulip always tells me Trigger and Brett Prince. I'll be cool with that. This is the first season that Kim hasn't had a dominant big. Tulip said, "What's up, Miss D? How are you?" Yeah, number 10 from Mississippi State. Yep, I know exactly who you're talking about. I saw that. I like, and she's not real wide bodied or anything like that. But I saw her almost dunk. Like she was flying up there. She reminds me of the kind of big that we have in Taya. Bear Beauty said, "What's up, Miss D?" The problem with USC team is that they are not a good perimeter shooting team. Well, I feel like last night they were trying to show you that they can, you know, because we was getting on like, Kara, come on, Kara, be that ACC player of the year type player, like shoot that ball, you know. Malia, look at the basket. You got to shoot too. You can shoot. London, take the shot. Uh, Kendall, take the shot. Make it like all that. I saw them warming up our post players like from Kaya to Gerda to Laura to Viv, like trying to get them to at least make a 15-footer. You know what I'm saying? Like even just look at the basket, take that 15-footer. But when they did it when our forwards and our guards weren't ready to go rebound, and Oregon just gobbled it up when they missed. It wasn't a long rebound. It dropped right in the pocket right there. That's a lot of bodies for Tay to top. No, she won't, Tulip. She won't just handle it by herself because the reality is, uh, Jew had to come down and help uh, with bets all the time. And you saw what happened when she does it, when she drops down to help, because you need an athletic person like her or Kendall to come down and help. And Sanaya's gonna be moving bodies too. That's a big girl. I seen Sanaya at the game. She's 6'3", got a rear end, strong, strong. And she's gonna help down there as a power forward. She's gonna help a lot. So it's not like 4 out and just leave Taya down there. I feel good. I mean, we have international players, Farrell. We have international players right now, so definitely I don't have a problem with it. Taya's in Australia, Gerda's Lithuanian, and Mendez is from Paris, but she played at Washington State, so I don't know if you want to consider her international. I didn't watch the game because it came on too late. I don't. I do take a peek at USC page since I come here and talk to you. When I check the score, I'm like, I have to ask you what happened. We just ran out of gas in the fourth. They started like we didn't have Ken Dog. You do know that, right? We missed her big time, like Tulip said. We missed her big time. We got that win. That's not going to happen again. Let's say we get in the tournament. We got to play Oregon. They can't beat us. What's up, RC? This morning I watched the post-game press conference and the coach plus players took accountability. They better have. Because that was my post on Twitter. I didn't even see the YouTube yet when I said it, but they got to take accountability seriously on that one. Even though we didn't have Ken Dog, you got to understand that's a big, valuable loss as leadership in her play. And we were doing fine without her. Fine. I mean, Kennedy and Jew and Teo, they were on the bench. We were loving what was going on. But when the pressure built, is B Will here? B Will, what's up? B Will, are you here? I didn't see you come in. But what up? What up? If you come in on your phone, I don't know. I should be able to see it. It's not popping up here. Ari Long was kind of what happened. Her long ball was pure. She just got hot on us, man. You had Sabrina Ionescu at the game, so she's been at their practice, and their confidence just. I mean, I think the coach just waited to that fourth for Oregon, and she just put it on us. I thought Fiso was going to hurt us. Fiso and did you guys know Fiso and Leah played high school ball and AAU ball. I think they said they've been playing each other since middle school. Yeah, Kennedy had a lower leg injury. She'll be back. I talked to India Otto. She said she'll be back next game. Yeah, Sabrina was there. Kennedy Smith is the best defender too. So, we lost that. We lost that part. Kennedy wouldn't allow that to happen. At all. What up, B Will? So we have to take that L. We have to take that L, and we have to take accountability for that L. That even if somebody isn't on the court, that we still, do what we need to do, and that just means everybody else has to do a little extra. I know Tuba was like she didn't want Jazzy shooting 25 shots, but I'm like she's taking those shots because she's taking the shots that Kennedy would take. Because by far she doesn't take that many shots at all on a day to day. I want her, I saw her take 13 one game. I was like, no, you got to take more than that. Yeah, Fisa was kind of just pedestrian like that. She was just running the show, RC, until like the fourth. I was waiting for her, but she was playmaking last night. She didn't wow me either, but she was just trying to feed the ball to whoever was hot. She did whatever that coach wanted her to do. But Oregon is a good team. Yes, be well. And I mean, I watched them in person against Stanford, but what they did against Maryland was totally different, like than what they did against Stanford. But I don't know. I know you keep saying they should be ranked all season, but one game against Michigan is not going to do that. I've heard folks chirping saying you guys might end up sliding out of the top 25. Your thoughts? I think we could. I think we could. Uh, let's see. We play. When did we play again? Did we play before the? We got another game. If we lose to Minnesota before Monday, that will let me know about that. If we beat Minnesota, you keep us in the top 25. How about that? Yeah, Minnesota gonna be a tough game. It's no easy games for us. It's no easy game. It's no easy game for us. We definitely gonna need Kennedy for that one. Else we're gonna keep sliding, and then we're gonna play Maryland at home. Um, yeah, Oregon had no signature wins. Just playing Michigan super close, wasn't it? Yeah, I think I think the powers that be still know that we are who we are, and that we are our ceiling might be just the middle of the pack, but we got to get up higher in the Big Ten. We have to. It's early January, um, plenty of time. And to be playing with someone bridled in a yeah, number 35. Yeah, yeah. She wanted it. She was like, "Give it a ball, give it up." She was like, she had. I think she had Malia down low, and they did not pass it to her. She was like trying to. Malia was guarding her. It must have been on a switch or something, and she would have. Uh, she had Malia down low. They wouldn't even give her the ball. I was like, damn. Let me see what's getting ready to happen if she could, because Kennedy Malia know how to strip you. But we did all that without Ken Dog, so they can't beat us. It was cool. It was fun watching us do what we do. But one thing I will say, Coach Kylie got to get better with, and that includes even when we have Juju on the floor, is you got to. It's hard when you got to lead and people coming at you, and you're trying to use the clock, clock management and playing with poise and composure, but yet not taking yourself down so low that you can't score before you go in the other direction. But you definitely got to get a stop going down in the other direction. She just it took me just a little underside. I think I remember 35. I'm trying to think who that big was that kept getting Malia down low. But somebody got hot for Oregon, man. She was dropping them threes, man. She was dropping them threes on Kara's face. Dunn had been one of my favorite players. So I said, what year? She's a senior. She's a senior. Dunn's a senior. When Dunn is really, really playing, but what she does, she falls asleep on defense. She gets lost. And I saw her trying to pay attention a lot more yesterday. But when her closeouts are weak. But she played really well. Dunn did yesterday. We needed her. Yeah, Sabrina was there. Yeah, she was there. Yeah, Tanner. She was sitting near her bench. Sabrina was there. I didn't. She was. I'm across from their bench, so I didn't. And then I came in right before tip off. I didn't watch in the beginning when I usually see them and warming up. Dunn's a great player. That shooting from the three was red hot yet today for the first time. Yeah, because we know because she's been disappearing, and we need her outside shooting. That's why they went into a zone against us, because they don't believe in our outside shooting. I would do it too. No games on today that are in the top 25. Unrivaled will return tomorrow. For real? Damn, I thought I was gonna have a break for Unrivaled, because I think I thought the what did I think? I thought Unrivaled come back on Friday. They come back tomorrow? What happened to Friday? I'll be back up for Unrivaled, guys. Join me. I'm enjoying Unrivaled more than I thought I was going to. I really, really, really like the Laces. I really like Rose and Breeze. I thought Unrivaled don't come back till like Friday, but I'm one who thought that Rose was not going to repeat, but Rose could repeat. What are your thoughts? Rose could repeat. Laces could be coming on strong. I want to give Breeze some credit. I'm not saying that Vinyl's not good or anything like that. Teaspoon will get them together. I want to see Owls with Skylar back on the court. I need UCLA to win a chip this year, or it's probably never. If it doesn't happen this year, it's going to be a long time before it does. I agree, Drew. I said to myself that that I jumped ship too fast. Yeah, this is our chance to the whole team is gone next year. Yeah, for sure. UCLA got to do. UCLA has to do it. They got to find a way to do it. And that means Bet's getting dominant. Taniya's back in practice today, more than likely play on Thursday against Arkansas. Oh, that's good. Rose looks super potent. Chelsea cheat code gray. Yeah, yeah. Chelsea, yeah. UCLA not winning no chip. I had the miss win it all for months. Oh, that's right. The miss. That was the other one. Yeah. But the Rose does look like they can repeat, y'all. Tulip, Wade even Sienna leaving. It's not that Sienna will leave. It's just that we don't know what Corey's coming at. I think Corey gonna go international, and I think she's hoping to grab some players from the portal. A lot of the top high schoolers uh, are gone. They've already selected where they're gonna go. I think Skylar will be back and they'll pull one of those pool players that can't change how they look. Your team's the Breezy. Yeah, I like them too. We'll see. You got to keep Farrell. You got to keep Cam Brinks out of foul trouble. Goodness gracious! You already know. I wish Angel was out there. I wonder if Angel will pull a fast one on us and come later in the season. You think what else you think Sienna might leave? Sienna, when I see Sienna in person, she's not in shape. She's not like what she was this summer. That's just my thoughts. She's not dominant. She's not what I thought she was going to be. If the roles repeat, then I'll go out on a limb and say nobody is winning until Gray leaves, and Nola's certainly not trading her. Yep. See, for me, Chelsea has a couple of more seasons in her, but I don't see her like I don't know, and I could be wrong because Chelsea be she exceeding my expectation. Like I didn't see her being on the Olympic team. Now, if she continues to play like that, they're gonna need to keep her, which is gonna how's that gonna what's that gonna look like for Paige, Clark, Juju, of course Veronica Burton. At the guard spot. First player she protected, I bet money. Monique Billings was flexing to the. She was Monique Billings. Yeah, Monique Billings. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm enjoying Unrivaled. Unrivaled has been pretty doggone exciting. I gotta give it to, Unrivaled. It's actually we had to crash out Marina doing crash out things. Her and Sig almost got into it. It was just exciting. South Carolina going the rest of the way. I said that, when I looked at how the schedule was for South Carolina, they actually could flex on y'all in the SEC. They actually could. Their schedule, the way it looked to me, could flex on you at least through January, and then I'll see what happens come February. But they flexing on y'all in the SEC. However, I want to see the runner-up final try to pull pull it off. Yeah, they're right there. They're right there. Big Mo outplayed Izzy. I don't know what Izzy was doing. Izzy, I think for some of the newer players that are coming in, they're getting used to, like even Paige is getting used to unrivaled play. Once they figure it out, look out. Oh, besides OU, Oklahoma's knocking off the Gamecocks January 22nd. Ooh, shit. You heard it. You heard it from RC. RC says Oklahoma's knocking off the Gamecocks. I think the Miss will win, but I'm not rooting for Vino Breeze because Tulip is not even. Tulip is like me. I wasn't even looking at the Rose to repeat with the loss of Angel. I think it's Slim. I think Slim not even there. But damn, the Rose look good. SEC or South Carolina can go undefeated the rest of the way, but they don't have to. We will need Latson back and healthy. They don't have to, but they look. When I looked at how their schedule flows, I was like, oh, they could go undefeated. It's enough break in between the tougher teams to, and then I thought LSU was going to challenge them, and I don't think they can. Um, I think Texas will, and I think you guys say Oklahoma. I think you guys are missing one team that I think you need to be worried about. I think you need to be worried about Kentucky, and you need to be worried about a little bit of Vanderbilt, giving you a little bit of test. I don't think South Carolina will go undefeated. I think South will lose at home to the Longhorns. I do too. Chicago. I will give. I think they play. I think like they could drop a game at Texas. OU will give Gamecocks a heck of a game if Aaliyah's shots fall. Y'all heard it right here. Tua Tulip said she be spot on. Longhorns will lose to SC. Farrell said Gamecocks. Tulip, you crazy. Will anyone beat your team in the next 20 years? Damn, the way he be saying, he act like they will just go undefeated. I don't know about all that going undefeated. I just don't. But I'm not sure who will do it. But damn, Farrell, you just be like, I bet you thought that they were going to win in Vegas too, huh? I think Texas is the team to beat because he's going to have them prepared, and they're not timid against. I think they haven't even got a Leah Crump back. Well, you didn't say that, Farrell, but every time we try to tell you there's a team that can challenge you guys, you keep saying that they're going to win. So who is it that's going to? Where are they going to lose? Why do we think Texas is going to beat again? Because they didn't have Preston, they didn't have Aaliyah Crump on the floor. And Texas is a very balanced team. And one, they're confident. They're not afraid of them. I felt like they were a little afraid of the Gamecocks. They did that last month with a 7-man rotation. It should be a close game. For sure. Yeah, close game. Texas need the refs to do it. I hope they have excellent officiating in Texas Gamecock game. I just don't want nothing to go either way. I don't want the officiate because that last game when I saw them play, the officiating was the officials kept the Gamecocks in the game and they still didn't get it done. They didn't get it done. Some of them calls I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. It was like obvious. So yeah, y'all. That's how we lost them in Austin by some BS. I'm not asking if Texas can beat us. I'm asking why you think they will beat us. I just told you they have a more balanced team. They have bigs in the inside, Carlton, Oleg. I'm trying to explain to you why. I think that it's the matchup. I think they match up, and some of y'all you're still making those turnovers like traveling and what's the other one? You keep turning the ball over. I forget the other one. Two things you guys keep doing. I'll just call it unforced turnovers. Oh, yeah. That's my reason why I think that Texas, if they play the way Vic is setting them up to, it's like the Gamecocks are beating themselves. It's like they make these unforced turnovers. And then I think the way that they match up against, they should win against the Gamecocks. But the Gamecocks, they're so tough, they're so physical. And it's like, it's a close game. And like, you can't make any turnovers that are unforced because Texas can take advantage of it. But if Texas comes in discombobulated and not on a string, the way I've seen them play, Gamecocks will win. SC is a flavor of the month, the flavor of everyone in the SEC. They are the team to beat. 22 turnovers versus Northwestern. Sick work. Who's that? I don't. Do you see Northwestern was trying to give some work in the Big Ten? I was like, ooh, what? Vic don't play big. Addie Bourne a lot next season. He's crazy horse. He's got the goods. Yeah, you guys got some good pieces coming next year. Good pieces for some young talent. I gotta admit though, he did. Crittenden, Bourne, man. Who else you guys got? It was a third one too. Texas got coming. No, yeah, you're not scared of Texas. No, you're not scared of them at all. You're not scared of them. You want to play them. SC wants to play them. Like the Gamecocks want Texas, and they want to just shut it down to the point where it's like, don't even think. But it's kind of like this, Farrell. It's kind of like when I see the Gamecocks and I see Texas, I see it as if you know I see it as the challenge of SC. Like last year, I knew our 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 competition was UCLA, and I knew that we're going to have to play them 4 times. Like I said it, 2 times in the regular season, one time for the tournament, and then I said we're going to have to play them in the Final Four. Like I just knew it. I just knew it. Like had all things worked out in a perfect world of Juju not getting hurt, that's like we're going to play them 4 times, and that's exactly the way it was. It was headed because I knew we would be UConn, but UConn was much better with AZ. But for some reason, AZ is just kind of like one dimensional. Like she's not going to drive in on us, so that made it easy for us to put somebody on her. And we already know about their backdoor and their ring around the rosy dribble handoffs. And we had them down in the paint. Our bigs with Kiki and Rhea. So I was like, I wasn't worried about them and that. And it's just like that with Texas and SC. It's like, God, they had to face each other over and over and over. And see, that's where it gets tough because everybody knows what everybody's doing. So it's kind of like, ugh. Texas is real, but they will lose at least one contest to SC. Yeah, it's hard to beat people like 3 times, 4 times, unless you're gonna just be that team and just be dominant. The Longhorns, by the way, are underdogs in both of those 2 games against LSU and South Carolina. Really? Who by ESPN or something? Longhorns, look, hook up. You need to talk to your team, and they, they played the other night, and they really did. They really weren't going hard to me, and they were letting somebody stay in the game with them, and I was like, they're not even like going hard. And I was like, was it the Rebels? Oh yeah, I think it was them. I was like, nah, they're not even going hard against them. Yeah, the Rebels did come back. Yeah, that was a team. That was a team. They made it interesting, but they got a whole nother gear that they weren't even using against the Rebels. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, fair. I'm not saying they will smoke every team like you are. Exactly. Nobody's smoking anybody. Gamecocks protect home court. Players play better at home. Yes. Yeah. You got to come in there and you got to get that game in Colonial, and that's going to be difficult. I mean, the crowd helps. They're comfortable at home. I don't even know the last time they lost at home. So, and when they do, it's surprising to everybody. LSU played. Wait a minute. LSU plays Texas twice. Poor LSU. Do they play them twice? Oh God. And the only reason LSU, if they were to get Texas, which I would be surprised, is because they're desperate and they need to get it together. Jenica Lewis, just like I do, you think she can become maybe more of a complete player than Hannah at some point? Yeah. No. Ooh, Jenica Lewis over Hannah. Ooh. You got high hope for Jenica. Damn. I don't know, RC, about that. You said more of a complete player? What makes Hannah not complete though? That's the thing. What ooh, that's hard ooh. I don't know, RC. Only thing I can take away from Hannah is that she does, her team. Like Hannah's doing everything she can possibly do. I like I think one thing about Hannah, she don't like. She doesn't like getting double teamed, and she has a hard time playing through contact. If Jenica can play through contact and handle pressure defense, I would say yes. You got Addie Bourne over Jenica Lewis. Wow. You think they'll compete for freshman of the year with Sanaya? A lot of extra players cook the same type of way. Two of you in love with Hannah game like crazy. So I don't know if I can embrace what you're saying because RC know I got criticism for Hannah, but I know she's very athletic. She's pretty dope. I like to see. I don't know if her all of her game will translate to the pros, but the parts that will are very important parts that I don't think the WNBA is ready for in terms of like uh, how she's going to hound them on defense. And but as far as like her getting in the paint, score, and she's so fast. Yeah, Sanaya's on a different level. I don't think they really realize too of how much of another level that girl is. You know, she, yeah, she's here, and then everybody's down here for real, battling for the conversation that we're having right now. Whatever our system is going to be, Godly better make it work. I think Godly's pro level style of offense may work better for the athletes that she's going to have on the floor at the same time. But I think she'll have to do less coaching with them than she is doing now. She has them overthinking. That's my criticism for Gottlieb. She's very cerebral, and she wants them to be cerebral, and it's hard. They're thinking too much. Hannah's the only player who carries her team on offense and defense. I was gonna say that Blake carries her team, but what do you think about Blake's defense? Tula, OU is beating Kentucky. Whoa, I can't. Okay, when do they play? That's a matchup I want to see. I want to see OU and Kentucky. You better make sure I come. I want to see that game. I don't know if I'll come up, but that's a 50-50 game. Yeah, I got to agree with Farrell on that one. Kentucky looked Kentucky looked tough. Okay, that looked crazy. That looked crazy, RC. If Kentucky is not like a one-off anomaly of whatever I saw against LSU, then OU got a problem. I want to see Hannah Hidalgo going unrivaled. I think she could. No, well, let me think. Yeah, I think she could. I think she could. I think she could eat and unrivaled because she don't have to go through. She's not going through 1 on 5. She's just going on 1 on 3. So, I think she could cook. I want to see that. Yeah, let's do that game. RC. I like Kentucky too, Miss D. If that's who they, if what I saw, the potential now that I know is 5'9", 6'1", 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", shit. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think Oklahoma will beat Kentucky. I just looked at the injuries. Kentucky has to their. Oh, Tiani. Oh my gosh. You guys, they lost. They lost. Kentucky did lose a player. Like, for how long though? Chicago? How long? Oh, Kentucky's playing at home. Oklahoma. I'm gonna go with Kentucky, but they really need that girl. How long is that girl out? How long is that girl out, Tiani? So that's what I'm talking about. Like me making a prediction way in January is kind of hard. It's hard because I don't know who's going to be healthy. A lot of it has to do with staying healthy down the stretch, and that's where it gets difficult. Claire Strike has a higher ceiling than Liz. Wow. Then Liz Kitley? Okay. All right, cool. If that's Tulip agrees, okay. If that's the case, y'all need to look out for Kentucky. He's quietly doing what he does. Kenny Brooks over there. He knows those. He knows. They know. Everybody knows each other. There's only slight deviations going on over the years. I'm learning. I just started watching 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm starting to see just only slight deviations in some of these teams that we talk about over and over and over. And so when you have that, it's like that's why we're easily able to say we need this piece or we need that piece. We need to do this. We need to do that. And we need this type of athletic player or we need this type of mobile player. So it's like it's such a slight difference that's why anybody can get God on any given day, in my opinion. When every time I'm watching, I'm like, it's like I can't just sit here and be like, I don't see anybody just outright other than UConn because of their clinical, fundamental, disciplined style of play and the pieces that they have. That I'm like, okay, this is a clear-cut thing. Strack was hitting jumpers in her face and clapping her. I think Oklahoma can get it done because they have more post presence and the point guard possession for me is concerning. Ooh, point guard possession. Okay. I like Strack's game. Kenny Brooks has proven he can go anywhere and win. He has long, mobile, shooting rim protectors. What we need. Yeah. But if we don't get it, then everybody else has to step up their game. Well, everybody else will have to, which I love. Hey now, what's up, D? Which I love because, I wasn't sold on Kiki and Rhea down low, so she dropped down to help. So with Sanaya already being down there, Ken being able to roam, Jazzy's a hell of a rim protector. It's gonna be crazy. But that's next year. But this year, look, we just gotta go through what we gotta go through, and they need to play strong. If they want to go pro, some of the seniors, they gotta come with it. Kenny Brooks says she'll be back, but not say when. Okay, a dislocated elbow. Oh, 3 to 6 weeks. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Damn. Why is it taking that long? She'll have a big old bandage on her arm. Jaden Daniels dislocated, I think, his elbow, and he was back, but they pulled him out. Oh, man. I'm intrigued to see what's going on at Texas. I'm intrigued about Texas Tech. I'm trying to see something, too. Block party in Atlanta, Troy next year for sure. For sure, because I think Jazzy leads the blocks in the whole Big Ten. Oh my God, block party for sure. Block party run out. That's my kind of ball. Block and run, take off, Block and run. You don't believe in Texas Tech? Okay. It's cool. What they got a Goliath joining? They got a Goliath joining that team. I need to see a mentality shift from the team because the past few games in the second half was playing not to lose and not to right. That's the word. If you're talking about the Trojans, that's what happened in the fourth quarter. That's exactly what happened. That's the word I was trying to come up with. Thank you. I was there. It was like you're playing not to lose. I get using the clock, but you got to attack at some point, and then you better score before you go back down in the next direction. Because Oregon was like, this is our style. This is where, you're trying not to foul. You're trying not to. It's like, hell, go to a zone against them. We'll go from the shortest starting lineup to one of the tallest next year. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of length. We're going to have a lot of length. Ken will be the shortest Ken will be the shortest at 6'1", yeah. Oh, it's a lot of length. I did the measurements. Even with some of these international tall players coming up, we still got them on the length. Makes a difference. Makes a hell of a difference. If you're 6'2", 6'1", you can shoot over somebody my height, 5'8", 5'9". And then it's easier, guys. Like when you want to do the skip pass, I hate it. I was so nervous when my coach would make me do that. But I do a two-handed skip pass across to the other side. It's so hard when you're trying to skip pass and there's a taller player like on London. And I can't really see her or Malia. I got to wait till their back is turned to skip that pass over. And then I got to hope that they can get up to get it because it's like, you talking about our Tulip, our lineup next year is 6'1", 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". 6'1", Kennedy, 6'2", Juju, 6'2", Jazzy, 6'3", Sanaya, 6'4", Tia. Yeah, that's right. That's so beautiful. That's beautiful. That shit is beautiful. 6'1", 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". That's beautiful. God damn, that's beautiful. Their point forward, E2 was eating on the glass. Yeah, 13 boards. Jazzy had 13 boards too. 7 of them offensive. That was probably a huge. And Long making those threes killed us. Ah, God damn. Freaking. That's why it's like I need Kennedy to eat. You nailed it. There's nothing more to say. Nothing more to say on that. So I'm gonna take off for now. I don't think there's any games on tonight. In terms of top 25. I'm gonna see if there's anything worth watching, but there's nothing games on tonight. It may come back up later on. We'll see. But I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hit that like button on your way out. It's okay. It's okay, Donovan. I love the way you summed that up for me to sum it up on what happened to the Trojans last night. And of course, missing Kennedy. But that was it. You nailed it. You freaking nailed it. That, and especially in the fourth, that you nailed it. That I was there. That's what happened. It was just like, you nailed it. You nailed it. That's exactly right. It was just like you're playing not to lose instead of to win. Exactly. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. That's the words I was looking for. But it was exciting for a minute. I see Kennedy. I think Kennedy being on the bench, seeing from the angle that she was seeing what the problem was, I think she'll know how to do better coming in because Lord knows we're going to need it against Minnesota. I think we'll come out looking the same way, Donovan, against Minnesota, taking the lead, because everybody's always intimidated it with the Trojans at first. But once you start making them feel comfortable to just hang on and stay within whatever and slowly chop our, like that's what will happen. Like Minnesota, we can't go out there pussyfooting around. Like we literally need to get the job done because we got to come home and we got to play Maryland. And Maryland can go the same way until we start playing not to lose instead of playing to win. That's my thing. That's my thing right there. That's gonna be my favorite thing to say, and that's what our problem is. That's the. I mean, our only problem should have been UCLA. That's it. And I don't think we can beat them, but that should have been our problem. Unless she draws up or puts a game plan out there, well, she knows how to game plan against Corey. She just doesn't have the personnel. So, but like Kara said, Kara's like, it's gonna look different when they come to Galen. It's gonna have to because we're not used to them losing at Galen. But they better figure it out. It can't hurt. Sure, we may not be a top 14, but it can't hurt to go out with some heart, play with some dignity, some pride, some fight on spirit. That's all I gotta say. But thank you guys for joining me. Hit that like button, hit that notification button. Thank you for all of my new subscribers. Every time I come on, I'm getting a subscriber here and there and there and here, and I appreciate it. My goal is to get to 1,000. I need that to happen. I want you guys to help me with that. Post my channel on your page. Invite a friend, tell a friend, and come on back. Tell the new Sparks assistant to try and draft Tony Morgan. Oh, my friend Ebony. If I see Ebony again, if I see her again out there, I will. I will. Peace.